Can affirmations really reprogram your mind? Have you ever stood in front of a mirror and said, I'm confident, I'm capable, I can handle challenges? You may have wondered, can simply repeating these sentences really change your brain? The answer is yes, but not in the magical way social media sometimes suggests. Affirmations don't literally rewrite your brain overnight, but repeated thoughts can influence the way your brain processes information, directs attention, interprets experiences, and builds mental habits. So, what is actually happening inside the brain? Let us understand the science. Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Vyapthi Curious Minds. Explore the world of science. Your brain is continuously learning. Your brain is not a fixed machine. Every day, your experiences influence the connections between neurons. When certain thoughts, emotions, or behaviors are repeatedly activated, the neural networks involved can become more efficient. This is related to a principle often summarized as neurons that fire together, wire together. The brain changes through a process called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity means that the brain can modify its connections and functioning in response to learning and experience. So, when you repeatedly focus on a particular idea, you are repeatedly activating certain mental networks. But there is an important point. Repeating words alone does not guarantee that your brain will believe them. What happens when you repeat an affirmation? Imagine someone repeatedly tells themselves, I'm incapable of doing difficult things. Over time, this thought may influence what they notice. They may pay more attention to mistakes and failures while ignoring evidence of success. Now imagine changing the statement to, I can learn difficult things step by step. This is very different. The statement does not claim that everything is easy. Instead, it encourages a more constructive interpretation of challenges. This can influence attention, self-talk, motivation, and behavior. And behavior is extremely important because your brain learns not only from what you say, but also from what you repeatedly do. The brain's attention system matters. Your brain receives an enormous amount of information every moment. It cannot consciously process everything, so it constantly filters information and prioritizes what seems relevant. When you repeatedly focus on a particular goal or idea, information related to that goal may become more noticeable. For example, if you are repeatedly telling yourself, I want to become better at communicating, you must start paying greater attention to opportunities to speak, practice, observe, and improve. The affirmation itself is not magically attracting these opportunities. Rather, your attention and behavior may change, making you more likely to notice and act on them. That's a much more scientific way of understanding affirmations. But there is a problem with unrealistic affirmations. Here is something people don't talk about. Suppose someone has very low self-esteem and repeatedly says, I'm the most amazing person in the world. Their brain may not simply accept it. If the statement strongly conflicts with their current beliefs, it can sometimes feel uncomfortable or unbelievable. Research on self-affirmation suggests that affirmations can be more useful when they connect with a person's value, sense of self, or realistic possibilities rather than being exaggerated positive statements. So, instead of saying, I never make mistakes, try, I can learn from my mistakes. Instead of, I am completely fearless, try, I can face difficult situations even when I feel nervous. Notice the difference. The second statements don't deny reality. They create a more constructive way of responding to reality. Affirmations can influence your self-talk. Think about the voice inside your head. You constantly interpret what happens to you. You make a mistake. Your mind might say, I'm terrible at this. Or it might say, that did not work. What can I learn from it? The event is the same, but the interpretation is different. Repeated constructive self-talk can help establish healthier patterns of thinking. And when thoughts influence emotions and behavior, they can indirectly influence future experiences. This is why affirmations are better understood as a mental practice rather than a magical spell. Your actions complete the process. Here is the most important part. Suppose your affirmation is, I am becoming more confident at public speaking. If you repeat it every morning but never speak in front of anyone, the effect is likely to be limited. But imagine repeating it and then taking small actions. You answer a question in class, you explain an idea to someone, you record yourself speaking, you give a presentation. Each successful attempt provides your brain with real evidence. Now the statement becomes connected to experience. The brain is not just hearing, I can do this. It's beginning to experience. I tried, I survived, I improved, I can do it again. That's where meaningful change can happen. So, can affirmations reprogram your mind? The word reprogram can be misleading. Your brain is not a computer where you simply type a new command and instantly replace an old program. But your brain can change through repeated experience, learning, attention, emotional processing, and behavior. Affirmations may contribute to this process by directing your attention and encouraging more constructive self-talk. But they work best when they are realistic, personally meaningful, repeated consistently, and most importantly, supported by action. So, the next time you look in the mirror and say, I'm capable, don't think of it as trying to convince your brain of something that is not true. Think of it as giving your brain a direction. Then prove that direction through your actions. Because lasting change is not created by words alone. Thoughts influence behavior. Behavior creates experiences, and repeated experiences can change the brain. So perhaps the real power of an affirmation is not simply saying, I am becoming better. It's saying it and then giving your brain evidence that it's true. If you enjoyed this science behind the mind, subscribe to Vyapthi Curious Minds for more fascinating explanations about the brain, psychology, and the science behind everyday life. Thanks for watching. Save Earth, Save Life.